Hello everyone, welcome to episode 2 of the Pride series. I am here with my Never Be Mine co-star, Mr. L. McCullars. So we met actually not that long ago. I met you as I was looking for someone charismatic to play my, I guess you weren't like a representation of one ex, you were more playing a representation of like all my exes essentially combined. And I remember asking Mike, who filmed the video, saying like, I need someone charismatic and I'm looking for someone who can have this energy of not only providing someone who is loving and someone who could be that caring person, but also be someone who is an ex, essentially, and how a breakup would go and how you would move on like easily as the story of the song goes. So it was like kind of a blessing to find you, like, and to be introduced to you in that manner.
I had so much fun. Like it was like just like a really like fun experience because that wasn't my I think it was like my second or third time trying to like do acting or pursue acting in a way that seems natural and fun. So I had like a blast.
There are so many bloopers from that, especially from the fight scene.
Yeah.
The fight scene was, I think there was one point where we were trying to figure something to argue about. I think we were actually just saying gibberish, just getting angrier, saying nonsense. And you were just saying, your windows! And I lost it.
Yeah.
I think there's actually going to be a video of that, like, being released into the wild at some point.
That should be good. I mean, like, this kind of like, I would imagine it should be like titled The Worst Acting Ever. That'd be so good.
I was nervous for me. I wasn't nervous about you. I was nervous that I shot a video for Sunset Too Soon, and that was I just hired someone else to play me because I just couldn't couldn't imagine putting myself in that kind of moment.
Yeah.
But when the budget gets low, obviously putting yourself into a music video is a lot easier.
Save yourself up.
And I felt as if I was just like, oh my god, how am I going to even? I hadn't acted since I was in high school, probably. Yeah. How was I going to portray something on camera? Like, and make it seem believable, you know?
I think you did great.
Thank you. Yeah. You're so sweet to me. Anyway, so you are from Salisbury, Maryland, and you have this really amazing journey now that I've gotten a chance to know you. You were in the Navy, and your queer story doesn't really start until you're actually in the Navy. Would you care to explain?
Yeah, like I left home at a really early age. I left at 18 after I graduated, and I mean, like, out of high school, you don't really, this is like 2007, 2008, like, I wasn't introduced to gay. What's gay? But as I I joined the military, I came out once to my friends. Actually, I came out twice. I came out once as soon as I joined at like a TGI Fridays, and then I came out when I was stationed in Manama, Bahrain. I'm pretty sure everyone knew, but I pulled my friend Nikki aside, and I was just like, we're at a party, I was like, Nikki, I just wanted you to know I'm gay. And she's like, And it was always a good experience. It's not the same story for everybody, of course. That's never the same. But for me, I felt supported, and it just started the building blocks of the foundation of someone that's confident to take on the world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because after the military is when life was actually more difficult as a queer Black man living in America, or just living, period.
Yeah.
But I really found myself more through all of my different eras once I moved to New York City.
And what I find to be so fascinating is like it's always the first coming out that is always like I kind of treat it as like an at-bat. Like you have to keep, sometimes it just takes like you saying it to people. And it doesn't always have to start with people you know closest. Like for example, like the first person I ever said it to was a girl I was on a trip with in Ireland back in 2016, I think. And then eventually I was able to say it to my best friend from middle school. And then it was kind of like a domino effect at that point where it was just like, all right, who else do I gotta say? And then obviously the big hurdle was my parents and my sister. And then after that, I was like, yeah, that's it.
That's
done.
All it takes. No, I feel like the self-acknowledgement, accepting oneself and being able to say I'm gay. I feel like once that veils, you really rip it open, not down, but rip it open yourself. And the more you do that, especially in the beginning of your younger self or whenever you decide to come out, the more you do it, the more you accept it yourself, the more you you love yourself, and you start building and building, and then I don't know, you release an album.
Yeah, I felt like Broken Stars was more like it was externally based. Like, yeah, there was some queer stuff in it because obviously I wrote an Irish love song and I had to, but I felt as if like I could have gone more. I could have gone deeper and harder. Like,
that's the thing. You can just write that now. Deeper and Harder is going to be the name of your pop hit. That's what it's called. Deeper and Harder.
No, I'm trying to make I write
like deeper into yourself and harder into the world. That's what I meant.
But like my song titles are just like too ethereal. You know, they're just I like to be very abstract. I like to I have a song like in the works called like Cancer Season. And it's literally just about me being like, yeah, I know, the zodiac sign, not the disease.
Okay.
Because I was born in July, so that's like, I'm a Cancer.
Really? July when?
July 6th.
Oh, nice. I'm born July 23rd.
You're
I like Cancers.
I know. My father is a Leo, so I mean, that's probably why we get along really well.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because some people say really mean things about Leos. I'm like, what?
Some people say really horrible things about Cancers. I've been denied dates because I was Cancer.
I feel like people that deny people dates because based off their zodiac sign are really immature, stupid people.
The funniest time was actually I got rejected from a date at a bar because the guy and I were like, we're vibing, and he's like, can I have your number? I said, yeah, 201. He goes, 201? I'm like, yeah. 201. He goes, I don't date 201.
Oh, wow.
I was, yeah, right.
Where was this at?
This was at Rise. This must have been.
Oh. That's all I'm going to say about that. Oh, okay.
Oh my God. So anyway, obviously, once you ventured, you said New York City was definitely like the right place for you to be a part of after being in the military. What would you say your queer experience has been since you moved into New York?
I would just use the words like amazing. It's kind of small, but in the sense of seeing queer culture embrace each other, learn to live together like all of our culture, and also on top of that be a part of the regular world in the sense of I've worked at the center, I've worked at AIDS Healthcare Foundation, I've worked in a lot of healthcare practices, and where like you will meet a lot of other queer identifying people, and there's just one facet, right? But then you get here and you start taking in some of the art, when you start taking a lot of the nightlife, and you start meeting all these different amazing people, it kind of inspires you to do more. And what's the weird part about that is like you see them doing it and then you try to do something and you're like, oh my God, girl, it's taking too long and getting depressed, but you never know another artist's story until like you hear them speak. So it's kind of grown me and shaped me in a way of, I literally during the pandemic once I lost my job, I was like, I don't want another job that's going to take any of the time away from me to create. And then I got one more job, and I was like, this is the worst ever. I was having a panic attack on the train going to work, and I was like, I need to find something to do with my life. And I just started looking around, and I've got a really great job now that still allows me to be an artist and be a part of the art community here.
So I guess, obviously acting is a big part of your role. You're also working on YouTube projects and being more of like a podcast and you're a conversationalist. Is that the proper term for that?
I think so. Television personality.
You definitely are a personality for sure.
Thank you.
I meant that like in all the best ways possible.
I sincerely, but like I grew up watching Mary Hart. On Entertainment Tonight and David Letterman's show, Arsenio Hall. I always loved like nighttime television. Truth be told, I just like because they're just people talking and laughing. I was like, these people probably fucking hate each other, but I just love that spirit of like sharing stories and knowledge back and forth in like a way that's like not too heavy.
Not too heavy.
Yeah.
And would you say that like was it hard to integrate your queer identity into the work that you do, or would you say it was just like a seamless kind of a thing?
Oh, I walk in the room and the whole thing's gay. I don't. It's never been hard for me.
Just the rainbows just
never
descend.
The rainbow descends, the stilettos come out, the nails are long, I'm ready, I'm fierce.
The sequins are already...
the sequins are out. I don't fight with loose glitter, I actually use my heels. No, it's not. It's not been hard because I really believe that in sharing stories and you can heal people, you can help people. Yeah. So no, it's never been hard.
Amen. So it has been 55 years since the Stonewall riots, when Marsha P. Johnson threw the first pitch, as I think a show Big Mouth said that term, and I thought that was pretty solid terminology. And then 54 years since the first official march of Pride
Yeah.
Where do you think queer life and the current struggles of queer life are heading right now?
I think, which is going to be in a episode I'm releasing from my show, I think right now there's a big issue with the erasing of trans people, and I'm glad you mentioned Martha P. Johnson, because trans women, especially women of color, are still fighting for all of our rights, right?
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, we sit in 2024, and already so far 20 trans people already died, and we're not even like at the halfway point of the year. I think every year the number goes up more and more and more, and we just turn a blind eye. There's so much going on in the world, yes, but like right now I feel like if we can amplify more trans voices, more stories, and even our own stories, you know what I mean? Like just to think in somewhere you were telling a child that their feelings on the inside of their mind, their body, aren't legitimate is just wild to me. So.
Yeah, I think what I never understand, and I actually I talked with Riley about this, was that whenever like the right wing, they'll always say like, oh, you are a biological this, and it was like they know that, like they don't need someone else to tell them this. Yeah. They're fully aware of their experience. It's like, it's essentially just like using what they already know against them, and it's not even gonna like deter them from continuing to seek out the proper care and the proper like right of being seen as they should be.
It's just a really weird ideology of like, you're gonna tell me how I feel, and what I've gone through, and how I should use my body, how I should guard my body, and what I can do with my body.
Yeah. And also, I feel like another side note to this, and maybe this is, I don't know if you possibly agree with me, is the fact that like I feel like a lot of white gay men that like I see around a lot of the time, I don't think that they fully understand the fact that like it is because of trans people of color that we get to do this. Yeah, I get to like hang this flag,
Yes. And for a long time, this flag is like, this is a new flag, right?
This is the progress flag. The progress flag obviously was made in reaction to the Me Too movement, trans rights,
and it's just like
Black Lives Matter.
It's just like right now, it's like when Pride's great in the city, right? Like Pride's great everywhere you go, but the meaning of Pride, I feel like that we can never get too far away from.
No.
I don't want to say it's lost, that might be an exaggeration, but like it's not drinking and passing out in the park. It's not even necessarily the march, because the march has become so commercialized. Like, where are these people when they're like banning bathroom policies? Where are these people when they're telling women what the right to do with their bodies? I mean, it's that sentiment of like, okay, let's not lose the voice of who helped fight for rights. And
I mean, it's funny because like working for in corporate America, I feel as if whenever I bring these issues up, it's definitely something that they have to glaze over because they think it's too political. And I'm just like, I'm serious. Like, they have like trans leaders in some companies. It's like, okay, like, do you want to just like pretend like your leaders and your like leadership team doesn't exist?
They always mention like people always like to like use the word, like you said, biological. You forget mental and emotional.
It's so like there's so many different aspects of a human. If we were all just physical, like I feel like we'd just be like soulless automatons.
We would be AI. That's what they're trying to get us to be. AI.
I wish I was AI. The sculpted pictures I see of like people of themselves on AI with the 8-pack. I want that.
I feel like from a glance, it's like wow, but if you look closer, like something's wrong.
Like
something's wrong.
You can tell that it's like not real. Yeah, like for sure.
Sometimes but here's the thing about AI. We don't even need to go down this path, but it's trying to get better and better. And it's like at some point you're not gonna be able to tell. What is this? That's what it feels like. Unless you look really hard.
So you're also involved in a YouTube project called Just Press and Play with Elle and Trey, and I think that was one of the episodes you were referring to.
Yes.
And what would you say is like the overall spectrum of the topics that you speak about?
We just want to like connect and hear more voices from the BIPOC community, and bring in more centralized topics that really people don't really talk about. It's just like any other podcast. Like, oh, no one's talking about this. Realistically, everyone's talking about it. We just want to talk about it ourselves. So,
could you imagine if you said that this was like a true crime? It was a true crime podcast.
Oh my god!
I think I'd actually like just get up and walk out of my apartment.
I get into those at nighttime.
I mean, there's so many.
There's so many, and some of them are such good storytellers. But no, just for play, we did DL. We did a DL episode. We've had on 2 sex workers, but their topics wasn't about who you're fucking. It's more or less like, do you really make money from this, and how does this, where do you see this industry going? Just this very broad topics that we enjoy talking about. Yeah.
So also, I didn't tell you about this question that I will ask you right now. So I've been asking every guest this season to name a song that you listen to that like really makes you like super prideful in your queerness and in your persona. Can you name one song?
Yes, it's Into You, and I'll take them back to back. There's the
Into You by Ariana Grande.
Oh yeah, that. Okay. That's like my favorite Pride song. Like I love that fucking song so much. And the remix.
It's a banger, and I have to say, it truly is a banger. I mean, it's been on Drag Race, right? Like,
I think so. Yeah.
Eventually, all the queer celebrated songs eventually.
Actually, it was Valentina and Monet Exchange that performed that.
That's who it was, and especially Ariana Grande. I feel like she's definitely embraced, obviously, because even though she does have a half brother who is queer, gay.
We just took her. I mean, like Ariana Grande is an honorary gay man.
Yeah.
For us, yeah. That's wearing like pleaser heels everywhere she's done with the pleaser era, but you know what I mean.
Yes. So, in this day and age, given everything that's going on, what does pride mean to you?
Pride is a sense of self-worth, self-confidence, embracing my individuality, and also helping and empowering other people. Being gay isn't the only part of me. Being black is not the only part of me. There's so many different layers, but even in that, I recognize with other people that are part of my journey in life, and a part of the things that I want to accomplish is to help them in any way that I can. Like, help looks a lot different for whoever's asking from it, but pride is that sense of I'm a part of a community that is marginalized, and we are all working together to support each other in this trivial pursuit of normalizing ourselves to the heterosexuals who don't wash their asses. The men, okay?
I mean, that's gonna get bleeped out. So.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, Anyway, it was a pleasure working with you on Every Vine, and it has been a pleasure talking to you today about one of the, I feel like more, obviously it's always important to talk about queer life and queer experience, because I feel like there always needs to be a voice in that regard, because someone may watch this and someone may connect to it who may not have that kind of outlet. And yeah, thank you so much for being here.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for
having me. And I will cuddle with you on camera any other day.